I think for me, from a young age, I sort of grew up with my parents sort of stressing social responsibility. My dad was one of these middle-class governors that, that sat on the board and still does. Mum was heavily involved with various parents' associations and organised a load of events throughout the year for charity. And I think this is really what shaped my stance on volunteering before I came to university. And I do think it's instrumental in strengthening us as individuals and society as a whole. And when I came to university, I was sort of keen to put these values into practice. And Phil Simcock, who is the Student Union Volunteer Manager at Royal Holloway and sort of largely the face of volunteering, with the support of the organised team, community action team, which myself and Patricia are now on, assist students in creating, getting involved with various charitable projects throughout the year. And in my first year, I arranged an Oxfam music event, as you can see there, which involved various bands and DJs and raised over £1,500. And as well as this, were able to put me in the right direction to get involved in other community projects. And we were involved in local things, repainting vandalised parks and gardening at retirement homes and helping the elderly at the most vulnerable time at Christmas. Now, in addition to being a student, I'm also lucky enough to have attained the part-time paid job of Deputy Manager of our local Oxfam shop. And there I take on volunteers of all ages, from Duke of Edinburgh students 14 to 13, like I say, doing the Duke of Edinburgh Award, right the way through to the elderly looking to give something back to the community, or dealing with loss, and everyone in between really. And it's because of these different roles that I think I'm able to see volunteering from both sides, both as a student and what would be an organisation. And as a student, I think you can learn new skills from volunteering on a personal level. It takes you out of your comfort zone very often. You're placed in situations where you learn things often without even realising you've learned them. Confidence, commitment, organisation and responsibility are just some of these. But in many cases you learn more practical skills, customer service, dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. And there are so many different things you can take from volunteering, and I think, as we've mentioned, in an increasingly competitive graduate market, these are the things that are going to set people aside. The other side of it I see is the significant benefit it can be to the community. And in the case of Oxfam, increasingly it's a support structure for people. One of my volunteers recently had a bowel cancer scare, had to undergo treatment. And what I noticed that was quite good was not only the support he obviously was getting from his friends and family, but from people that volunteer with him, and also customers that were asking where he was, because he's there quite often. And I think it's an environment where people do engage with each other that wouldn't otherwise do so. And as I said, the 14-year-old doing Duke of Edinburgh working alongside the 80-year-old isn't a situation that's likely to occur elsewhere, and yet in the shop this is a regular occurrence. And I think for the community this is good because it garners mutual respect. It's both supportive and educational, and everyone gets something out of it. And what I find particularly impressive about Egham and Royal Holloway is the way in which the Community Action Office does work, Phil specifically with the team, and to act as this buffer between community and volunteer. To comment on the process at Royal Holloway, it's the Community Action Office. We sign up thousands of interested students that are interested in volunteering, and have 80 or 90 community partners such as Oxfam, but loads of others, and try and match the volunteer with the right organisation so that they get the best thing out of it. And sports and societies are also encouraged to volunteer throughout the year, and there's award schemes that are put in place to reward clubs and societies for doing that. And so I think we've commented a lot about it being process that's the problem, and it's linking students with the right project and everything else. I think that a well-organised community action office at university really does support that volunteering. And it does produce a strong sense of community, and events are held throughout the year to reward that, where community partners and volunteers get together, having formal and informal discussions about the best way to go about things. So for Royal Holloway specifically, I do see a lot of opportunity for the future, because it is going to be an Olympic village. We are playing host to a lot of Olympiads in 2012, with this being the European Year of Volunteering and obviously the International Year plus 10 of the UN. It is a good place. You know, universities in general are good places to cultivate this culture of volunteering. And obviously we've mentioned the big society, and I think for me this does go to the very heart of it. It's, you know, putting volunteer managers in schools, universities, businesses and organisations, and letting them cultivate this culture of volunteering to strengthen community and society overall, as it has for me. Thanks very much.